What's up, YSN Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com. Glad to be joined by Anthony Romo and Coach Antram from the Chaney Cowboys. It's Chaney Cowboy night, Thursday night at Hackett's here on Mahoning Avenue. Again, cannot thank Dan Hackett enough for all he does for Chaney Athletics, treats these kids and treats all of us first class, and hats off to him for supporting Chaney football. But, Coach, week 4, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
I love having you. This is one of my favorite shows to do. Anthony's on with me. Glad that he could be a part of this. Before we start, from all of us at YSN, Gary De Niro, a big-time West Side guy, big-time Chaney football player, played for Bear Bryant at the University of Alabama. I know, loved Chaney High School, loved everything about Chaney High School, was one of those guys that was proud Chaney came back into the football realm. From all of us at YSN to his family, devastating loss for the West Side and Gary De Niro. So to you, to the players, I know you probably don't know much, but the name is etched all over the school. From all of us at YSN, sympathies to the Chaney program.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, Coach, going back to last week against Cardinal Mooney, a very close game. They gave you guys a good run. Do you think that was big for your program to get a game like that was very close, because your first 2 games were very big victories? You think it was big for you guys to have a close, hard-fought game, and so now they know what it feels like to play in a game like that?
Yeah, we kind of talked about that as a team, as a staff. 2 scrimmages and then 2 games that we didn't exactly see a whole lot of adversity through. So to battle and grind and face some adversity and come out on top, I think that was, big for our guys, as long as we learn from it.
And then, of course, playing a school like Mooney, it always feels good to beat a team like that.
Definitely. That's a really good football team that's going to win a lot of games here towards the second half of the season.
I want to ask you this because I know you well enough that adversity has to help. At a school like this, at a program like this, 3-0, 3 road games in a row, now get a chance. And I'll never say relax, because you're not going to relax,
right,
to play at home. But did you see when adversity struck? I was able to watch that game. I was impressed by – how mannerisms, body language, I thought was really good, because Cardinal Mooney played a very good football game, and to be honest with you, beat a lot of teams on that night.
Right.
Talk about the adversity and kind of how you saw it from where you were at.
Every aspect of the game, that's for sure. Offense, defense, they battled. Mooney is a physical, well-coached team. Like I said, it's going to win a lot of games, but I was happy with how we responded to whether it be penalties, ball on the ground, maybe some plays we didn't make.
Or a couple plays that maybe you made that
right,
weren't allowed to be made.
Right. But, yeah, after the game, our guys said, they gave Mooney their props and that showed the respect that that's a good football team, and we need to step up this week to get another win. But there was a lot of growing from that.
I know you got a lot of young kids playing, and you have a lot of seniors talented. Is that a sign of growing up?
Yeah, I think so. And you look at our seniors also, even Jay, Hugh, and DJ, even though they're seniors with experience, Jay was out all season last year. DJ missed about half the season.
Right, so those guys, only 3 games, 4 games apiece.
Experience, it's not necessarily just seniors, it's the amount of reps they got. And, we might not be as experienced as we look on paper.
No doubt.
And then I got to say, Coach, for your team to have such a good start to the season, as a head coach, how do you kind of keep your guys grounded from week to week when they're just nailing out victories left and right?
Honestly, that part has been handled by our senior leadership so far. We had probably our best week of practice, and they understand that they better have learned from last week. So,
and then I got to ask too. First game on the new turf for you guys this week. You guys got to be pumped up for that.
Yeah, that's definitely been their focus. They're ready to get out there. We had a scrimmage up there, and they were hooting and hollering and running around all over the place on the turf. They're ready to get a home game in for sure.
With Coach Antram, Coach's Corner here at Hackett's. Every Thursday night, come on out, support this football team. I love being a part of this, and I say that because they come in, a nice group of them. 2 of them go at a time. And I'm going to say it, and I love what I do. You know that. Good kids. That this means a lot to. Thursday nights mean a lot to them. Playing at Rand Stadium means a lot to them. I don't think people truly understand how important it is to a city school in Chaney or East to have something to call home in Rand Stadium that let's face it, is brand new. That has to be exciting for you to watch these kids' eyes glow.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're happy to be around each other, and now, like you said, kind of a place to call home. That kind of completes it for them.
And then the coach at a field like Range Stadium, a stadium like that that has so much history week in, week out. Just how does that feel for you as a coach to try to add to that history each week?
Yeah, it's just great to be a little piece of that puzzle, that's for sure.
Let's talk about this staff a little bit. I think you guys have done a great job. You had some transition in staff. You come over. I see a lot of positives. I see a lot of guys coaching it up on the sidelines. I see a lot of in-play activity. I see a lot of communications with kids. That's a credit to you and what you do. But I know we talk all the time. Assistant coaches don't get any of the love.
Right.
You get all the headaches when you lose and when you win. Well, you were supposed to do that. But I think in watching 3 games, I think you've developed a bond really fast with this group of meshing as a coaching staff. Do you notice that?
Yeah, I think, I think our staff, that relationship trickles to the kids, and our kids, some of our staff that maybe haven't been in that situation yet, you see how our kids are, and you kind of grow as a person a little bit, seeing what you were just talking about.
When you're with them on a daily basis, I have to ask this because the one-liners and the funniness of them and the comedy that they bring, and yet can switch that in a dime to a problem. I don't want to say an attitude, but it could be.
Right.
Is that fun to watch?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
If we're on task and getting done what we need to get done, sometimes we get a little carried away. But they are able to joke with each other. And a lot of that with our group now, they've been together for so long that's them breeding competition a lot of the times.
Is that bonding from the West Side? I truly believe it is. I think that when I see these kids come in every week, I think they take pride to say they play for the West Side. I think they take pride in coming to Hackett's and Dan Hackett taking care of them, treating them well. The respectfulness by your football team, I'll say it, is off the charts. The way they come in, the way they are around people here is fantastic. That's a credit to you. But I see for one of the first times that the West Side is starting to put their hand on their football team. Do you notice that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. There's been some people reaching out, and I think, like I said, it's these kids. People see their work ethic, what they're doing, what they're giving up in their lives to be something positive for the school.
And then I think staying on that note there, how big do you think it is for these kids to be able to come out on that field on Friday nights and see the stands packed and they have a big support system around them?
They love it because they think, they feel like that's something they've earned over the years, and they truly have. They deserve every reward they're getting right now.
And then also, as a head coach of a team like this with so many athletes left and right, you got to feel a little bit spoiled because you look at the playbook and there's so many guys that you can put the ball in their hands and they can make an emphatic play.
Yeah, it's definitely it's hard to get everybody, the amount of touches you want.
Yeah, every week I talk to somebody, they want the ball in more. We got to talk about that if we're going to get to that. But I do. I see a huge upgrade. I watched that game Saturday night after the YSU game, and your crowd, your support. Let's be honest, it's Labor Day weekend. It's a pretty nice weekend. I mean, we did have some rain there, but your following is starting to pick up the pace every week. I have to believe that the West Side is going to be excited to go out to Ranch Stadium Friday night.
Yeah, I would agree. We've got a good group of, our players' families. A decent amount of my family come, and a lot of our staff at Chaney are there.
And then looking forward to this week's matchup, Coach, just what are some of the things that you've seen on film from Marlington that can be pretty threatening to you guys?
They do a lot of different schemes offensively. They're spread personnel. They're going to be in a lot of 10 personnel, but they'll show some RPO stuff that we got to account for, the run and the pass off of that. Defensively, they've showed a couple different fronts. We had about 4 films on them. So they showed 3-4 and 3-3 stack. And out of that 3-3 stack, you can bring a lot of different guys from different angles. So we got to be solid up front to prepare for that.
And then you got to say, as a head coach for your team, Marlington has struggled out of the gate, but that's a program that has had success over the years. You got to think that they're going to be hungry coming right out of the gates, hungry for that first win on the year. You guys have to be prepared.
Definitely. It's a new head coach. Kind of like a nothing to lose situation for them. So we've always been a team. We're going to concentrate on us, but we need to go take a next step after last Friday's game.
Yeah, that's a program that, like you said, Anthony, for years has done big time things. Have been a playoff contender. I want to say new opponent, right? I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not too familiar with many matchups between the two. But Seth, I go back to what you do. I've known you a long time, become very close with you, love and support what you do. Jen and myself love what you do for kids. It's more than football. Thursday nights, again, another team feed, Bellaria support system. Jen and I look forward to doing that in a couple weeks. I don't think people realize the importance for a Chaney football, for inner city, for East High School, for whoever, how important support, recognition, acknowledgement like Dan gives to these kids. Talk about that a little bit, how it makes your job, I guess, I don't want to say easy because it's not, but it makes your job a lot simpler, and proud to know that you have people that these people understand that there's people that care about them.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of helps us. Everything we preach to our players: do right, be right. Be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. When other people outside of us acknowledge it and see the right thing being done by them, that it's a positive and it reinforces it to them. So that's the main thing. When they're doing right, whether it's on and off the field, to them to get a little reinforcements from somebody outside our staff.
Yeah, Dan Hackett, shout out to you. Thanks for all you do. They love your wings. I know that every Thursday night they will put some damage on them. I want to ask you this. I'm curious how you answer it. You say doing the right things. And for today's kid, it's not a world that we lived in. You can't feel fair. Trouble. Sometimes doing the right thing in their environment at their age isn't the right thing. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Isn't that hard to, from an adult standpoint, put a grip on that? When we were younger, we didn't have so many cell phones, social media, distractions. These kids have a ton.
Exactly.
And I look on social media and I see all the bottom line is they're still kids. Definitely. And they're good kids, and they're going to make mistakes no matter where they're at, no matter where they're from. But I see a discipline in this football team that you've brought to them that's a credit to you and your staff that these kids believe in, and that is a credit to you, my man.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I truly believe. I mean, right now I appreciate our staff. Thanks you, but I can't give enough credit to the senior group learning over the years, and whether it be from success or the lack of.
I think it's a lot of both. I really do. When you watch them and you watch how they are when they come in, pretty close-knit group. Not afraid to tell one another what they think, which is a good thing. That is one of the best things, and I think you are the perfect leader for that with Coach Antram, Anthony Romo, myself. I love Thursday nights here, Anthony. I'm glad you could be a part of this at Hackett's. Great environment on the patio. Knock on wood, we've had great weather nights every Thursday. If you could keep that intact for 11 or 12 or 13 or how many more weeks you want to play. We'll have the game for you Friday night against Marlington. Excited about that. I ask you every week, Anthony's going to – your biggest need to see some improvement and the biggest things for you to get win number 4.
Like I said, offensive line-wise, we need to adjust to what they're going to do up front, because I think they're going to load the box, whether they the stack or an 8-man box, and bring different pressures. We got to identify the hot reads off of that and be able to protect up front. Defensively, we need to play physical up front. Last game, we gave our defense a short field 3 times right off the bat. And they did what they needed to do, but, hopefully we don't put them in that situation again. But we need to be ready for some outside the box plays on defense. Get ready, be assignment sound and gap sound.
And you've got to be happy so far this year with how your defense has executed the game plans. You go back to that Poland game, you only gave up a safety. Those are the only points they had. And then Boardman, defense played very well. I believe last week against Mooney was the most points you guys have given up this year, and they didn't even get to 20.
Right.
So, I mean, you have to be pretty proud that your guys are paying attention to the game plans in practice.
Yeah, definitely. And just kind of making plays when they need to and playing together. That's, defense, align right and play fast. I'm not saying that's going to get you everything, but that's going to put you in a good position to be successful.
There you have it, Cowboy fans, right from the head ball coach's mouth here at Hackett's on Thursday night. We'll have the game for you Friday night. Marlington comes to town. Coach, wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I'm going to give a shout-out Johnny Kopp, Dotson, that whole assistant coaching staff. I love B. Dots. I see he follows a lot of the YSN activity in the Chaney Cowboys. Without great assistant coaches, you can't do what you want to do. Without great kids, you're able to do something that you love to do. Best of luck Friday night. We'll talk after win number 4 next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.